Good morning, good morning, good morning. Secured Entrepreneurs, happy Money Monday. Secured Entrepreneurs, if you are following Miss Aurorah on Instagram, you saw that this post was put up last week. Tax just happens to be one of the biggest reasons why entrepreneurs need to learn how to operate properly in commerce. It's just unfortunate that there are far too many entrepreneurs who don't understand the system of tax overall and how it is that they are willfully allowing the system of tax to rob them of their wealth.
We're taxed on money when we receive it, when we spend it, when we keep it, when we invest it, and even when we die with it. It gets worse. We commute to work to make that money in a car that is taxed again to register on roads we're already taxed to build, fueled by gas that is taxed even further, and many times through tolls that tax you again. And that's to maintain bridges and highways and tunnels that already have billions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, allocated to them, and they're still falling apart. Oh, by the way, the more money you make and the more you pay in taxes warrants the government taking more and even higher percentages of your money. We revolted on a tax on tea 250 years ago. Our founding fathers are rolling in their graves right now.
This is why entrepreneurs need to go from sole proprietor to CEO to learn how to legally avoid a lot of this taxation. Now, we would have never thought that this post would incite people to madness. Okay. The emails. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I want to thank you for emailing. Please continue to do so at info@aurorahdayconsulting.com. In this video, Ms. Aurorah is going to address some of these emails about the taxes that a majority of entrepreneurs really just do not know about. It's really happening. It's really happening. And that's why we go from sole proprietor to CEO here in the Secured Entrepreneur movement to legally mitigate a lot of the taxes that people are just really not aware of. Okay. So for those of you who do not know who I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur movement. So you heard Ms. Aurorah say in the clip that unfortunately there are just too many entrepreneurs who are not aware of the system of tax overall. Now, this is the truth. Whenever we have our VIPs, and I want to thank all the VIPs from April. We have 4 VIPs in April, and we really had a lovely time. And I will tell you this, that when we get down to the assets, the liabilities, the expenses and all of this, and we start whipping out receipts, the light bulb goes on when you take a look at, oh my gosh, no, there's a tax. Oh, what? Resort fees. People are not really aware that when you're staying in a lot of these hotels, there's additional fees because they say they're a resort, even though you didn't go to their spa, you didn't go to their gym, right? All these things that they say are included in your stay, okay, that you're not there for. You just have to stay at this hotel because you may be going to a function and all that stuff. But those fees are sitting right there on that receipt. You paid it, okay? Plus the tax, okay? All of these things eating away at your profits, okay? And understand, if for those of you who are not aware, all right, these taxes, these hidden taxes out here are strategically designed to further perpetuate a legacy of poverty. All right. Understand that the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Understand that whenever you are driving your vehicle, like you heard the man say in the clip, all right, you pay taxes to get that registration to what you got to do, every year. You're paying for the registration and the re-registration, the taxes on that, all that, to get a little sticker, all this stuff here. Then you get on the road. For whatever the reason, the police feel like they want to pull you over and tell you that, oh, your light bulb is out. Oh, your insurance is not up to date. All these things, okay? Oh, they give you a ticket. What is that? What is that? Well, do you have time to go to court and fight that ticket? Do you have time to really get yourself entangled in the court when you have to go to a job, when you have a family to support and all that stuff? What are you going to do? You're going to pay the ticket, pay the fine, pay the tax. Okay? And what's so dangerous about all of these things that are actually happening to people who really cannot afford to pay these additional fees and stuff like that in many of the places that they go to many of the things that they get into, as I'm talking about these tickets and stuff like that, there are many people who opt for how many days in jail? I got to do 30 days. I'm going to do my 30 days. Or I got to do 10 days. I'm going to do my 10 days. Why? Because I cannot afford to pay this tax. I cannot afford to pay the ticket, which is a tax. So they put you in debtor's prison because this is a debt. And you'll gladly do your 10 days. You'll gladly do your 30 days. I know many people who have opted for that because they can't not afford the tax. It's a hidden tax. Okay, but you're not understanding it to be that way. You're not understanding that is what that really is. Okay, so this one of the emails, the guy was getting all hopped up on catnip about the man talking about the gas tax and the tolls and things like this, and he said, well, how are the tolls, the tax, and everything? I said, I'm going to put it in a video because what many of us understand, if you are commuting to and from a job, like I know there's a toll on the George Washington Bridge. I know there's a toll at the Lincoln Tunnel. Okay, I know that driving down to the Jersey Shore, some of the highways, you've got these little tolls of 35 cents, 45 cents, all this stuff like this here. I've been in a few countries where to get to one end of the place to another end of the place, there was a toll. Okay, and I had an Uber driver tell me he had one of those electric things because there's so many tolls as he's driving up and down the road, taking people here and there. And he said, this thing is expensive. Okay, it's eating away at, my money as I'm driving this Uber and stuff like that. It is designed to further perpetuate the legacy of poverty. Okay, so your job as a secured entrepreneur is to learn how to leverage the system of tax strategically in your favor. Well, how are you doing this? Well, we read the IRS publications. I know Miss Aurorah does, okay? And I go to further educate myself on how it is the Internal Revenue Service says that I can legally avoid some of these taxes because we got sales taxes, right? So, if you go buy something, you're going to pay sales tax. We got property taxes. So, if you own a property, you got some property taxes. Now, let me just go back in both these cases. If you are aware of how to avoid these things, there's a way to do all of that. Okay. You've got property taxes on your business assets, right? Okay. You've got these hidden taxes that are attached to a lot of the goods and the services that you willfully participate in, right? Okay. I named some other things that people get bogged down with, and they don't understand that too is a tax. Oh, you got employment tax. You know that if you work on a job, before you see the wages for your hard-earned labor, you're going to pay federal tax. You're going to pay Social Security. You're going to pay Medicare. These are taxes and whatever other deductions that there are that you ask to have taken out of your check before you get it, right? This is hurting people who don't earn six-figure salaries. That's really hurting people, right? Now, if you come out here and you start some type of a business and you don't really understand, like I said, again, the system of taxation, well, you're going to let somebody talk you into paying self-employment tax. So we know that's between 15 and 16% of whatever it is you claim that you made that year. We know that we got some stunters, some people that want to say that they made over $400,000 in a year, or that they have some exorbitant number because they haven't yet learned how to truly operate their businesses. So they are saying that they have paid themselves all of this money. Well, then they put themselves in the 37% tax bracket, and they're paying all of that. Think about that. So again, this is why we follow the Robert Kiyosaki philosophy here in the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, because Robert came out and told us a long time ago that from the beginning, he understood that taxes went towards financing wars, and he was not in agreement with any of that. Okay. So we understand that we stay on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. We create the businesses that have systems that help us to legally avoid a lot of the taxation that is imposed on small businesses. All right. And because we have created such a strategic and elaborate system, all right, we have the ability to now come on down and become the investor / CEO. We understand that we have to utilize leverage. We have to leverage the system of tax to work in our favor. All right. So I just want to thank all of the individuals who made comments and sent emails about that clip. If it helped you to wake up to all of the taxes that you're actually paying and cause you to take some action towards doing something about it for yourself and the people that you actually care about, then Miss Aurorah has done her job. Okay, so you all know you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. You all know that you can go down in the links below and check out the Sole Proprietor CEO program, because that's what's going on around these parts here. And until next time, ta-ta.